Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Post, man. You know the vibe. I'm right here with a couple of Compton's best, Compton's finest. We got, who are you, bro?
Oh, man, I'm Kev, man. Compton Hydraulics, man.
Man, Compton Hydraulics right there, man. And we also got right here.
Oh, Mr. E, straight out of Compton.
Man. Everett, man. Listen, y'all. Yeah. I went to school with this guy, right? He was right there with me, with Cynthia, Sandra Martin, Helen Hayes, Brenda Hayes, Killer, Man, Diamond, all them cats. Ricky Mooney, Zachary Mosley, Kenny Poe, Stanley Pitts, Ricky Pitts. You know, he was right there with us, man. So going back in that time, man, what did you like about that time, Everett?
It was the love, man. It was you can go over to a neighbor's house. You can go to a house party without getting shot up. You can go around the corner, right, and then get some sugar, you know what I'm saying, from a neighbor. But now you can't get nothing.
Nothing.
From nobody.
You
Not
mean
even
you absolutely can you even get a smile?
You can't even get a smile. You get what you looking at, but not a smile. You know what I'm saying?
How did we get there, Everett, versus where we were in the 60s, 70s, and even part of the 80s?
It was the cocaine. It was the drugs. It was the drug dealers with the drugs, selling to the girls. Then the girls, you ain't got no respect for them. You ain't got no respect for the men. They ain't even got respect for themselves. I was one of them. So let me just tell you, that's how I know. But let me tell you, everything is cool now.
Everything is cool. You know what, Everett? Now that you mention that, I went one time, I went up in the Stardust, right? Remember the Stardust used to be on the Long Beach Boulevard right here? Stardust. They tore it down, though. It was Stardust Motel, right?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Okay, so I went up in there, and I was doing some things, right? I was, making some money or whatever. And I went to this one room because virtually all the people that was in the Stardust had taken it over. It was like the Carter Apartments in New Jack City. They had ran it just like that. The water was busted. Everything was going, man. Wasn't nobody there to tell them this or that, no or yes or none of that. They actually had taken control of it, right?
Right.
And I went to this one door and I ran into Cynthia Gibson, man. And I felt so bad, man. I just felt, I'm not going to go into details what I saw or anything, but I felt so bad, you know what I mean? And that, from that moment, it got me thinking about, you know what I mean, the life I was leading and things I was involved in. So, but what I want to ask you though, man, what's caused you to turn yourself around, bro?
Man, it was straight God, brother, because I almost died. And when you almost die and God send you a message, it'd be like a warning. Hey, don't do that, right? So, as he intervened, as I almost died, he said, choose life or choose death. I chose life.
Man, absolutely. Absolutely,
that's
man.
What happened.
So, Everett, because being original Compton guy, right? How many years have you spent in Compton?
All my life.
All your life?
This is where I've been all my life, except for when I traveled after I got out of high school. I started traveling from New York to Oakland to Texas, and I found no other places like Compton, and everybody, it's like a whole nother space and a whole nother place, right?
So when you met those individuals, were you able to tell them, man, it's just like Compton? Oakland, it's just like Compton.
I was telling them, it's just like Compton, but we just worse. It's just worse here. I hate to say it like that, right? But everywhere I've been, it's not like here. I'm talking about as far as with the get out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With the get out, it's like worse.
How did you avoid the gangs, or did you actually participate?
A little bit.
I wouldn't let him do
and
that.
then I avoided them because I didn't see no need to kill my brother when I could help him. And he's my brother. He's black like me. Just because you got on a red or a blue, you know what I'm saying? But you still black.
So, if I had to give it a description of it, a definition, CK, color man killer, BK, black man killer. Was that accurate?
Nah, I say you work for the Ku Klux Klan.
You work for the Ku Klux Klan. That's accurate.
That's accurate. You work for the Klan.
You work for the Klan.
You're a black Confederate.
You're a black Confederate.
You're a black Confederate.
And you just ain't holding your flag, brother.
So being that you attended predominantly a blood school, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of those guys were your friends, absolutely, right?
Correct.
Then you also had a lot of friends that were from the blue side, right? Because you actually lived
both sides. From Central to Atlantic. From White Street to 163rd.
Yeah, I remember you in Shamrock.
Yeah. It's from back there to here. So I knew a lot of people, but they were all different types. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Everett, you always reminded me of a player, man. You was all kept a player, you know what I mean? Even when we was at school, we had Mr. Holland's class together, you know, Cynthia Nunn and Beverly Butler and just a numerous of girls that were in the class. I mean, we were all there, you know, really was just being kids at the time, you know what I mean? And I just wonder, how did that get lost? Because nowadays when you see kids, they're not being kids.
Because they have to grow up on their own. Because, like I said again, when the drugs came, then it took the parents out. So now you got a kid at home that's 7 years old feeding the one that's 2 years old. You got an 11-year-old going to work because their mama ain't working because the lights got to stay on. You got the father not being the man of the house, the priest of the house, like me, because he was out in the street trying to catch a HO or some crack. That's what happened.
So, what years did you attend Whaley? Do you remember?
I forgot. But I know I was supposed to graduate in 76, but I didn't. That's from Compton. So you go back 3, so that's 73, I think. I don't know for sure. Been a long time.
Yeah, it was around 71, bro.
Okay. All right, 71. That's what it was.
That's when we were there together. And I would see this guy, he had used to be with Pierre too, right?
Yeah, Pierre. You remember Pierre?
Yeah, what happened to Pierre?
My homeboy, Pierre.
What happened to Pierre?
Daddy, he moved up to, after they killed his father, beat his brains out on the laundry, he moved up to Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you still talk to him?
No, I ain't seen Pierre since that. It's a long story.
Yeah, I remember you and Pierre used to be around the school with the waistline leather jackets, the Levi's, bomber jackets, you know.
Pierre always had the Stacey Adams on.
Stacey Adams,
Pierre always had the Stacey Adams. Yeah.
Man, well, it's good seeing you, Everett. I just want to capture you in this moment, man, and look where y'all back here, man. These guys are actually building what we got right there, Kev.
59 Impala convertible.
59 Impala convertible.
64 Impala convertible. Behind you, 63 Impala convertible.
By the way, where we at?
We're at Auto Chemo, inside Compton Hydraulics.
And man, you're a household name when it comes to Compton Hydraulics because you actually worked on Turtles cars, you worked on Gangsters cars, you worked on the Parker Boys cars, you worked on just
JJ them cars.
JJ cars. Just
I've been doing the hydraulics. I started in the 8th grade. Doing hydraulics. I had my first shop in the 10th grade. I'm 65 now, so I go all the way back from the 60s. I never stopped.
Wow.
And as I got older, I had to sit down and figure out what's best for me. I've been to college for upholstery, body and fender, auto painting, the whole 9. So I had to figure out what was the easiest way to make money without working myself so hard at this age, and it became sheet metal work.
You were actually a good friend with Doc as well.
Doc
known as the best guy ever to do the patterns.
Yeah, Doc was my ace, man. That really hurt me when that happened to him.
You also work with Dogface.
Dogface, yep. Me and Dogface, we grew up from youngsters. I think I met Dogface when I was about 15 years old.
Wow.
So we family. Everybody I connect with becomes family.
Yeah, we here at Kevin out. This is a 61 right here.
Yeah.
And that's a deuce. Wow. So man, over the years, Kev, and you know how to call you elbow from time to time. I got to get that in, right?
Oh, that's right.
How many riders would you assume that you built, man? Because I remember you was telling me about, right before I went to the feds, you were telling me about the 61, you was going to bring it to the Shaw, and you was going to shut everybody down.
Yeah, well, what happened with that right there with the 61, me and Doc was putting it together, and I told Doc I didn't want him to do the patterns on my trunk or on my hood because I wanted to take my windshield and my back glass out and run the patterns straight across the hood to the dash. So what he ended up doing, he went over to Charles Clayton's house and did it to Charles's car, which made Charles the first car. So I got rid of the car for like $13,000. I ain't even want it no more.
Damn it.
And it was done. It was completely done. Yeah, paddled out everything. I'll get a picture for you for a day.
Okay, we'll get a picture. So we're gonna leave that part right there, man, and we're gonna come back to Kevin Hydraulics. We're gonna get that U.S. history. We're gonna get that Pan Air's history, and we're gonna go deep in this Compton history, y'all. But right now, we're gonna leave it right there. Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Be sure to drop by the mail room. Click the notification bell. Okay, no, but we're gonna come back. So I'm just gonna end this part, and then boom, we got you all together. Okay. So, but say what you was gonna say in case it was important.
What I was gonna say about Pan Air's started off as Pan Air's family. I came from.
So that's why I want you to hold that thought right there, because that's a whole entire different section.
But at the same time, you come on Pan Air's, you see Bloods and Crips in the 70s kicking it, low ride.
Wow, say that part right there. Say that part.
Crips and Bloods.
Right.
77, we started a car club, me and Bo Pete, Cynthia Nunn's brother, called, Suburban T. And what we did, we brought all the Crips and all the Bloods together, like my Ace, Salty, and them. We was having car club meetings at Ludus Park, as well as in Richland Farms. And during that time, that was 77, that brought all the Crips and the Bloods together, then came the dope gang.
Y'all, I gotta let him go, even though we was gonna do another section, but we gonna keep rolling with this, because Kevin, he on the roll, and I can't stop him now.
Okay.
So tell us about Pan Air's. Tell us that experience.
Well, Pan Air's, it was like, me, myself, like I said, I came from the Grandies. Originally, Grandies was Lil Devils before they was Crips. I was a Lil Devil. I moved on Pan Air's, they changed the district, I ended up going to Dominguez. Before Ludus Park and the mob and all that came about, they was Green Jackets. My relatives was in the Green Jackets, so I was already affiliated with this side of town. So what ended up happening, the Bloods they was gangbanging real tough. The Crips was gangbanging. They was carjacking, taking people's leather coats. So by me being in the middle, from both, knowing both ends and running with them, I created Pan Air's Family Southside. So what Pan Air's Family Southside was, that was just to let the Crips and the Bloods know that we neutral and we ain't a part of that, to where all the hoods came on Pan Air's. We low ride, we picnics, we did house parties. We'd hang out for the 3 days, from Friday all the way.
So we actually had cooperation back in the day.
Oh, everything was real back in the days, man. But see, at the same time,
how does U.S. fit in that equation?
Say it again.
U.S., how did they fit in?
Well,
us.
U.S. was like, they was just U.S. boys. My homeboy Alvin Trash Band, which came from over the same neighborhood, that was his thing that he started. But the thing with the U.S. was, you had some that hung with the Bloods, you had some that hung with the Crips. So they was just like neutral, just like Pan Air's was.
What was their geographical location? U.S.
U.S. was from Spook Town to Atlanta Drive. You know, different individuals. But back then, you might have like 15, maybe 20 gang members. It wasn't like the whole hood thing. Because really, the U.S. boys that I knew, like Dwayne Moore and them, they was from like Spook Town over in Acacia. So they kind of like hung with the Crips. Because over there, some of them went to Compton, some went to Dominguez.
So what about the ones over in South Park? Who did they?
South? Well,
that would be like Benson Jones.
Yeah, Benson Jones.
Timothy Douglas.
Jones, Tim Douglas, Hank. It was quite a few of them. Knuckles. And you know, they had their own little thing going. And then one day, all the Bloods came up to Dominguez and put hands on him, ran him up out the school. So he came on Pan Air. We had a big old meet. About maybe 40 of us went up to Dominguez, and the Bloods and the Crips was put on the football field. And what ended up happening was the U.S. boys, they turned Southside.
So, man, Timothy Blunt, you know Timothy?
Yeah, I knew all them cats, man. I did a lowriders and stuff. You
remember when Timothy had that black Monte Carlo? He had a black, it was a 76. Yeah, it was clean. It was clean. It might even been a 75, man. But anyway, he used to loan it to Bullet. And Bullet used to come in by my house, man. We used to get in that car and go to parties in Long Beach, you know.
What year was it?
That could have been about 75, 76, somewhere in there.
Okay.
before before everything happened to him.
Yeah, because back then it was only Oaks Park and Pan Ayers on this side of Compton. And that was it. And everything we just stuck together.
So did you have any run-ins with the Oaks Park Crips?
Nah, that was my folks.
That was your folks.
That was my folks.
Okay.
Tommy, Glenn, Darnell.
Right.
Yogi.
Right. Donald Norwood.
Donald Norwood.
Chester Norwood.
Yeah, all them cats.
Frog, Robert Thomas.
We ran together. We partied together. We rolled together. Like that,
So give us some more about that Pan Ayers, man, because Pan Ayers has a rich and interesting history, and people don't really know, because that's where the Majestics was. The Compton Majestics was formed, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I was the first president.
You was the very first president. What year? What year?
Hey man, I got old, man.
But it was in the 70s.
It was 70s. Hunch and them came on Pan Ayers, had a meeting over there, and Hunch wanted me to be the president when they started it. So it really didn't last that long because everybody wasn't well organized. So pretty much, I kept the money. It wasn't but
so was the Parker boys involved in at that time?
They was they was in there. And see, the thing about it, what a lot of people don't know, see, Pan Ayers was the place where every hood came and hung out in Low Rod. Every hood. Tookie been over there, Puddin' been over there, Raymond Washington been over there, Karate Man from the East, practically every...
Karate Man's my brother-in-law.
Yeah, everybody.
Karate Man used to have that Riviera.
Yeah. We go way back. Remember, he had the '67 with the that burnt orange pearl on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go all the way back. Jay Clayton, them. I could name cats all day long, man. And we kicked it on Pan Ayers. And when the thing about it, this
what happened to Wolf and Jimmy Allen and all them cats, man?
Wolf, rest in peace. Last time I seen Jimmy Allen, he was looking for the guy that killed his brother in Louisiana.
Wow.
But I never seen him since.
Wow.
But all them cats, man, Pan Ayers was a spot. Man. We had Long Beach, Orange County, Pasadena, everybody.
Brookside, you used to go to Brookside Park?
Oh yeah, we kick it for the whole week to get ready for Brookside.
What about the San Diego Jazz Festivals?
Yeah.
Festivals. I remember everybody used to go down there, double up, so somebody come back with a car.
Yeah. Well, we during that time.
Donald McCaney, David McCaney, Carlos.
I mean, that was the thing.
Wayne, all you guys lived on Pan Ayers.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, most of them come from a home with one parent, which with the mom. So basically, during that time, to take pressure off of mom, we just went out there and did what we had to do, and that was get money. Not really hurting nobody or nothing unless they brought that way. But other than that, we just did what we had to do through that era. You know, they look at a lot of the blacks be like, oh, they this and they that, but we don't have no. We had to make our own opportunity.
So behind the scenes, we can see you as the backbone of Compton Majestics, if you really want to put it in this context, because you've been here. You haven't went nowhere. You still got multiple projects back here that you're working on. You got the paint booth, you got body fender, you putting panels, you putting quarter panels, you still cutting frames. And as far as that, I don't know if those guys still come over here and solicit the business or, patronize the business or whatever.
And right now, I got about a 15-car waiting list, and I don't want to take no more cars for about 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you in high demand.
Yeah.
So going back to Pan Ayers, right? When we used to go to the leave off of Pan Ayers, going to them jazz festivals and things. What do you remember about that time that you like? I mean, that was just...
I don't know, because I was just young, just having fun, seeing different things. But the thing that really, about the jazz festival, that was during the time when the PCP came out.
Uh-huh.
And, man, they was walking around up in there selling shirt right in the restroom, taking people out. It was just a whole different experience and just tripping off how everything changed just like that.
Wow. So... Did the U.S. boys actually be on Pan Ayers too?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
wait a minute, kid, back it up. You had the Crips, you had the U.S. boys, and you had the Pirus on Pan Ayers?
Pan Ayers was Pan Ayers Piru when I moved on Pan Ayers.
Uh-huh.
It went from Pan Ayers Family Southside till a couple people got shot at my house, and it went from Pan Ayers Pan-Ass family to Pan-Ass Crips. South Side. That's where South Side came from. Pan-Ass was the first South Side in all of Southern California.
I remember when I think it was Leroy Hicks and Bubs and all them was at Dominguez saying South Side.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, you know that's what it was, but that's when everybody was together, man.
Yeah, Anthony Hicks, all them cats.
All of them, man. It was cool back then. It's just like I said, when the drugs came, every hood went crazy. Their chests swole up. They bought guns. They wanted to be the top. They wanted to fight over the dope and selling. And shit, really, it was enough for
when
everybody.
we was all just one big old common family.
Man, I'm talking about here.
I like to say I want to get back to that Compton readiness, man. I want to be Compton ready again, man, because when we was Compton ready, you know, we didn't let no outsiders come in and affect what we were doing.
Yeah. Well, basically,
no, just Compton ready.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, see,
Compton, just solid.
that's just like with the Majestics. Was another reason, like when I got back with it, when G came and we got it cranked back up, it was a Compton and Watts thing. I was 100 with that. Once that part got separated, and then the politics came in, where these clubs out here and that club out there said this and that. I don't do politics. I just do my surroundings. That's how I roll. You know, I kick with all the clubs, the Mexicans, all of them, just like my brothers, just like everybody else.
But you Compton.
I'm Compton.
There you go. What about you, Delmar? You Compton?
I'm Compton. I grew up around here, man. I used to remember Kevin. They used to be talking Kevin's name before I even had money. I remember going to Easy House, cleaning his cars, messing with Suge. I just been a Compton hustler.
So you actually got a project back here as well?
Yeah, I got a 61 right there.
Okay.
Kevin doing, he gonna put his name, you know how the Eddie Bauer edition?
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have the Compton, we're gonna come out with a good name for it. It's
Man,
gonna be
I appreciate
right on
that,
the side
man.
of the car,
But
man.
look, I got a 56 Chevy that I'm finna bring out. Trust me.
Is it rag?
Nah.
You know I'm partial to rags, man.
I can't do a rag, cause see, I'm finna put that 56 on the back bumper.
Oh yeah, you can't hop a rag like that.
All that suicide doors, flake, two-tone, all that. I'm coming out there for that first place trophy, and I ain't hating.
You can still hit that switch, Kel?
I'll bang them out.
You come from the door or the switch?
Either one.
Either way.
Either one, rolling.
He the originator, man. He probably know how to.
How many people you don't talk to hit the switch, man?
Well over 1,000 or 2,000. It go all the way back.
So
to
give us what is the technique to hitting the switch, Kel?
When the car go up in the air, you got to dump it while it's in the air. When it comes down, just as it's coming down, you hit it back up and dump it in the air.
Okay, explain the dump because they don't know what you're talking about.
When you go down with the switch and the car drops, that's the dump. But when you hit it, the car takes off. When the car takes off in the air, you got to dump it while it's in the air. Can you also override the switch? I mean, ride it too hard to where it just yeah. So it's a touch. It's a touch to it.
And a feel.
You got to dump it in the air.
What is the rhythm? Is the rhythm like a music or something?
The rhythm is the car, though. You got to go with the car.
You got to go with the car.
I be telling them that, man, because people be stealing your stuff.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, but then they don't never get the props to the right people, though. People that take stuff.
Yeah.
They don't never give it up to where they got it from.
Well, I know who to
I
hit
don't
the
know why
switch
people
on.
do that.
I know who to hit the switch on.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Hydraulics, man. He giving y'all the game, man. This is my guy right here, a.k.a. Elbow. So back to Pan-Ass, man.
I'm really waiting to put together a show where we can do some build-offs.
So were you there when Edward Gwynn, remember when Edward Gwynn got on the corner? It was a record shop right there on what is that, Bradfield and Landra?
Pan-Ass and Alondra.
Yeah.
When he got killed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just left my house.
Wow.
Yeah, just left my house, man. That was my partner for real. And he was Pan-Ass Power Room. But at the same time, all them cats, everybody still stayed in the neighborhood, so it wasn't no beef because you was from here and you was from there.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Right.
But see, the issue what they got now, they don't let stuff go, man. You gotta let it go. You really gotta let it go.
So if you want to give a message to the youngsters, what would you start with, Kel?
I
thought he wanted to come on.
When you leave your hood and you go kill somebody or do something, this might just be my opinion, but I blame it on the one that went over there and brought the death to the neighborhood. Because why should you be credited for killing somebody and then 3, 4, 5 people get killed behind what you did? They need to just let the past go, man. The past over. I mean, just like me and Puddin' back in the day, we exchanged gunfire 3, 4 times. He shot all up in my house. But at the end of the day, he kicked it over my house. I kicked it on Pirus Street. But
yeah, this there, man.
Forgiving, let it go. It ain't gonna never stop. We ain't gonna never come together. I don't know why they still doing it. And then you got a lot of these older cats out here that's pushing the line. Like, for instance, I went to a funeral. I'm looking to talk to these youngsters. All the old cats was banged out. I couldn't even tell the youngsters that was gangbanging.
Because you had to get them together first. Huh?
Yeah, I just walked away from it because my thing is this. When I went through that, I knew for myself, when you turn 21, you're an adult. So you're supposed to live as an adult. How you going to be 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and still banging the hood? You understand what I'm saying? I don't get that part.
Yeah. So, Kev, let me ask you this. If some of these youngsters want to learn this art of building lowriders,
they're more than welcome.
They're more than welcome. You'll teach them. They can come hang out. You'll teach them the well.
As long as they ain't on no gang banging and no racist stuff or none of that. As long as they really want to.
I got it personally from the man, and this man been doing it. I know personally this man been doing it since the early 70s. I've been watching, hanging out with Elbow, coming to check him out, man. There's been times he don't have shops across the street. He's got his shops everywhere, you know what I mean? But he still continue to get it done, and everybody looks for him.
You see, I stay dirty.
Oh, yeah. But that's no problem because you're doing the work, bro.
Yeah.
You're doing the work. Well, we're going to leave it right there. Professor Melly Mill, you got anything to say going out, Kev?
I send my love to everybody, man. But y'all need to quit that gangbanging, man.
For real.
That's the saddest, the worst thing. It's like, to me, it's a mental disease. You know what I mean? And the worst part of it today is everybody want to get on YouTube and hype it up. Me myself, if I was a youngster and I seen somebody on YouTube talking about me and this and that, I gotta go see them. So y'all need to stop that. And then all you cats, the older cats out here that's banged out, y'all ain't banging. You know, I go to these meetings and they have these different cats to represent peace. But my thing of it is, if you're a leader, you don't even need to be here. Your stuff should be right in your hood. So what are you there for?
There it is, there. Everett, what do you have to add?
Yeah, all I want to just say peace and prosperity to every child, guidance so that they can grow up and live a decent life, peace to everybody that's in this world, because that's what we need, peace and prosperity. Because the reason why people do the things they do has a lot to do with lack. So we need to prosper. And
scarcity and lack is what I like to call it.
Yeah, so peace.
There you go. Delmar, what's happening, man? This is the youngster of the crew, y'all.
Peace, Compton love, get it back to the way it used to be, where it was just cool, no killing. Nowadays it's getting out of hand. So I just be thinking like, no gang in Compton is winning the war with violence. Like
the streets is undefeated.
Yeah. So
many losses, many lives, and I say this, man, Compton at this point, when you see the unpaved streets, potholes, dilapidated buildings, is a reflection of the people that live here in the community. So we got to change our behavior. We got to change how we look at things, and we just got to be better. We want the world to see the best version of Compton, not this articulated version by the white liberal media or the conservative media per se. But anyway, Professor Melly Mayo, what do you got to say before we go?
MagnificentWax.com. Go to MagnificentWax.com. Get a bottle of that wax to bring back your Cadillac. You just spray it on.
Look at that. He made that rhyme.
I got that from Tweed Cadillac, actually. I bit that from him. But go to MagnificentWax.com. You can spray it on all your cars, and it is $15. It'll have your car looking brand new again, guaranteed all your money back.
Say that, man. Well, once again, we here at Kevin Hydraulics. We just got a bit of history. We got some car history. We got some Pan-Air's history, some U.S. history. We got some Pirus and some Crip history. And man, this guy got multiple projects. He can't take none until how long, Kev?
I don't want no more for at least 5 months.
5 months. So don't bring him no cars, y'all. He got 61s. He got trays, folds, deuces, 56s. So once again, Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Post, man, you know the vibe. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. So when this dope content hit, it'll hit like the first and the 15th, man. And we are out. We out, Delmar?
We out.
There it is. Everett, we out. We out, Everett.
And we out.
There you go. Once again, we back with Kev. We're here. So Kev, man, you wanted to add to what we were talking about, right?
Yeah. My thing is this, man. A lot of you cats out there, you youngsters and stuff, right? I know you get turned up about your hood. You love your hood. You're going to do anything for your hood. But at the end of the day, you become that one that's stuck in prison the rest of your life. Everybody done forgot about you and done moved on with their life. And you done sacrificed your freedom to represent a hood. People already know who you are. You don't have to go through all of that. Once a person know you about the business, that's all they need. They gonna let it go. But still, think about running out here, killing somebody, going to prison the rest of your life, or you end up getting killed. At the same time, everybody that you was out there banging for, they don't even remember you. I mean, it ain't nothing fly about talking, oh yeah, the homeboy, he was down, man. You remember so-and-so? Oh yeah, he got killed. What kind of glory is that? I don't even see how they could want to promote it that way to feel good about one of the homies that got killed. And when I say homie, I'm talking about every hood.
How bad is it, Kev, when you get in that circumstance and you become encapsulated, forever dedicated to the prison life or the prison system? Your mama passed while you there. Your dad passed while you there. You lose a couple of siblings. And you can't do absolutely nothing about it. And then one day you might even die right there in the prison.
But the coldest thing, though, you are forgotten about. You become a legend, but how many of them people that's talking about you is sending you some money or putting up some money to get you an attorney? They not. So quit falling for all that. I'm down with the hood. You're going to be down with your hood anyway. That's where you live at. Don't go out there and be killing people and all this and that, because you got to think about it. Just like if somebody killed your brother or one of your family members, that other person is feeling the same way that you would feel. You don't feel nothing now, but when you get in that cell, like one of my partners was telling me that he did like 28 years. And he was like, yeah, Kev, them cats, they be coming in there, they be turned up, they be on that hood stuff and this and that for about 5, 6, 7 years. Then you see them walking with their head down. I'm like, why they got their head down? Because they don't realize they ain't never getting out and they tore up. So that's what y'all need to really think about.
So once again, Kevin Hydraulics, you got it from the man himself, the Pan-Air's icon, the Compton icon.
And see, I ain't one of them persons who's gonna talk about what I heard and this and this and that. I only talk about what I experienced.
There it is.
That's real talk. Like really, it was 19 people shot at my mama's house when I was growing up. So can't nobody tell me nothing. I done been shot. My 2 homeboys with me, they died right next to me. It's a waste. It'll never make sense. Never. And all you doing is bringing death to your homies. The same little 2, 3 little homies you went to school, you grew up with. Y'all become boys. You go out there, you do something to somebody. Now your homies is dead because you went out there and did something. Hey, it's always a way to handle your business. I ain't telling you to go do it, but it's time to stop, man. Come together. Real leaders make peace. And if your big homies ain't making peace and looking like you should be banging like them, you need to get away from them, because there's all kind of opportunities out there.
Say that right there, man. So again, Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Post, man, you got it. You got it from the man himself, Elbow, aka Mr. Kevin Hydraulics.
Peace and love to all, especially to the streets.
There you go. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
There we go.
Did it make sense?
Yes, sir. We are out.